Back. Oh my gosh, we have so much to catch up on. We have so many things going on. It's really, really exciting time. The biggest thing, she's telling me to calm down.
No, you're too loud.
Too loud. I assumed since I wasn't mic'd today, I would have to be louder.
No.
Hey,
Too loud.
guess what? We are official ambassadors for Royal Talons now, which is North America. Well, North America. We are in North America. I think we're still there, right?
Yes.
Canada didn't get us in the last deal, right?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, we'll try. So happy New Year, everybody. Guess what? We are super excited and to be back in the studio and doing the live show again. We have some great guests coming up. Really great. You're looking at the card like, what's he doing with that card? I don't know what he's doing with that card. You'll find out in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, we have some really cool guests. I told you about a couple of them.
You did.
You don't even know.
No, I've been so busy at other stuff lately. I apologize.
So we have a paper cutter coming. She cuts paper.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
She was showing at the place where I am right now at the Unitarian Universalist building,
Yes.
the church. So I have like 32 pieces, I think, in there, something like that.
And then at Zeitgeist, is that a show?
Yeah, Zeitgeist here in Duluth, Minnesota. That's happening as well. So if you're in Duluth, Minnesota, just come and visit.
Because we're
You
everywhere.
need to be here in Duluth. It's a happening place. Come to Duluth, Minnesota right now. We need you to hear. Need you here. Need you to hear. Need you to come check it out. So anyway, that's really exciting. We have
Let's
like
just get into it.
a bunch
What's
of
in the
pieces.
card?
So what's in the cart? She wants to know what's in the cart. So I'm wishing you all Happy New Year.
That was really
That did not go nearly as big as I thought. So I got this a little while ago, and it really means it when you got to turn it up 40 times. Anyway, so I've got a lot of different painting ideas. We have a lot of people coming in onto the show coming up here very soon. And we are really out of practice with doing the show.
Yeah, because Instagram just dropped us, and it's coming back.
Oh yeah, Instagram's dropping.
Now we're live again.
We're live on Instagram again.
Welcome back, Instagram.
Welcome back, Instagram. We got dropped and we're back. So I have a painting here. I've been working very large. Go into the feed, whatever platform you're on, and you'll see I've been working quite large, and then also smaller. And I've just been struggling with kind of where I'm going with the art. And how many of you are doing that as well? I would like to hear. Today is going to be a chit chat about what we're doing and what you're doing. I want to know what you've been up to since the last 2 months. We've been offline, and we have been working. Oh my gosh, we have been working so much with a lot of different things. We had the movie, another movie.
Yeah.
We're involved in crazy, another one. A little bit different than Mary Kiss Cam was, which is available on Hulu, by the way. That's live. That's streaming on Hulu.
Yeah.
And we had a prominent place within that movie, which was a lot of fun. And then the same company that produced that, thank you, you know who you are, has us, which is Mar Vista. They had us come back for the last one, which was more of a thriller kind of thing, right? That was interesting. What was
It
it?
was called a suspense thriller.
Suspense thriller.
There was murder, mayhem, stalkers.
Yeah, crazy film. But I had some art in there too, and we also worked on. Well, you did some graphic design in it.
I did. I got some exciting graphics in that. I'm excited to see on the screen.
Yeah, the tequila bottle.
Yeah.
That was cool. That bottle was really cool. That's in there. What else did you have in there?
I did a bunch of photoshopping, so
Photoshop.
that is obvious. And I made the logos.
The logos too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were busy on that. I was doing location management. Nothing like doing a job that's almost exactly like the job that you retired from when you sold your company and gave it away to other people, right?
Yeah, you know.
So we
That's
did
how
it.
it goes.
You know, it wasn't too different from running the pond business, the water feature business. And so I'm using a Tempera paint stick right now. And I like Brunzell's. This is not a Brunzell, but I like Brunzell's. Brunzell paint sticks are not available in the States right now. So if you're watching us overseas, you can get the Brunzell paint sticks, Tempera paint sticks, or they also sometimes call them gouache. That's a very interesting thing. There's a difference between gouache versus tempera, but they're very similar too. just to confuse everything. Language, right? Oh my gosh, the earlier work I do with language. So it just depends on the language. So I'm just laying down some white, and then we're gonna build this surface up. I'm gonna use all kinds of material. I'm gonna use acrylics today and pastels from Rembrandt. I'm gonna use these really, really awesome water soluble Cobra oil paints today. I'm just gonna play a little bit, but more importantly, I wanna hear what everybody's been up to. If you happen to be joining us today at a weird time, we're actually looking for a new time for the show. Saturdays were problematic.
Yeah, it's hard to get anybody who wasn't in a soccer game. Or football.
We'll be there soon.
Yeah,
As our little one, he's 5 years old now.
big five.
Big
He
5.
asked for a haircut.
Yeah.
He looks like a little boy now.
He does.
A little baby.
Yeah, he had super long hair. Little blondie. So that's been exciting. He's growing up. It's amazing what can happen in 2 months with a kid, right?
Oh my God.
And like, I don't even know. Let's just throw that in there. That's tempera paint. I don't know what it's doing. You're just gonna leave that over there. It'll do something. This is some of the orange. I'm gonna get crazy. I need to get a little crazy. This painting behind me is I don't know what that is, but it has flowers on it. Flowers. So that's been happening. Nobody's there out there, huh?
Oh, no, there's people.
Oh, there is? Somebody's out there?
You guys are welcome to ask questions.
Yeah. So
And I
this
would
is,
like to quickly remind everybody, it's a family-friendly show, so keep the language appropriate.
yeah, please. So this is that orange. It's a really nice orange. Oil paint from Cobra, which is from Royal Talents. And I'm just moving it around with some water. It's a water soluble oil paint. It does take longer to dry, but it is a lot of fun to work with. It provides you with different kinds of options than just the acrylics do. And that's what's fascinating about it. I'm a mixed media artist, as many of you know. That hasn't come out of there yet. So oh, there it came.
You know what, we got kicked off when we first started. I don't know why Instagram is so hard to use today.
Oh, is Instagram booting us?
It's booting our followers.
Booting the followers?
And we keep relogging in.
Do they not know who we are?
Well, I would like to remind everybody that we are also live on other platforms.
Yes.
So we are live on Instagram,
For this exact reason.
TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch today. And Facebook didn't work, don't know why.
Facebook isn't working today?
No.
But that would be on par with the Instagram, right?
Yeah, something's probably going on at Meta. But anyway, we're
Meta
live
has
in a lot
issues.
of places. And you know what's fun about the YouTube feed is it is in landscape instead of portrait. So you have a much wider field of vision.
It's a little bit different.
Yes.
Different view on life.
I know we are in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
We wanted to be in Montana, but you know,
Couldn't
it's
do
too
it.
far from a big lake.
Well, they have Flathead Lake there, which is quite phenomenal, by the way. I love that area.
But I've always lived on a Great Lake. I wasn't sure about leaving a Great Lake.
Well, it was, the cost of living is a little bit higher there, and bless you all in Montana. We will be visiting again soon, but it is a little difficult to get property there. Duluth is affordable.
Still.
Don't tell anybody. Actually, we already have our house, so I don't care anymore. That's fine. Drive those house prices up. So this is an oil stick. This is actually from a different company than the one that I represent. But they're one of the few that has these paint sticks, and they're really nice. Like,
Yes.
they're a lot of fun. But you can combine the Cobra with those paint sticks, and that's what's exciting, because the Cobra, it's a water-soluble oil paint, and if you combine that with a standard oil paint, it'll actually make the standard oil paint also water-soluble. It's like magic.
Right, you're letting people go into Instagram and YouTube, so they're not getting caught. So everybody can do that on YouTube.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay, so I'm putting on the Cobra. this is the brown, basic brown. We'll move that around a little bit. I'm gonna add some
Least
water.
Favorite color on this planet.
Brown.
I still like it.
Give me some brown. And where's my palette knife? My favorite wedge. Cannot find this anywhere. I'm gonna work this in a little bit. So how I started this painting is I started out with some charcoal. Actually it's soft pastel. This is Rembrandt soft pastel. This is basically black, which is really nice. And so what I do is I spray this whole wood surface down with water, and then I draw into it, and I can drag. You can see my drag marks of my gloved hands. I recommend gloves. These are mechanic gloves, by the way, if you're looking for them. Much better than the nitriles or other things that you can find for, housekeepers. People do a lot of dishes and things. Will often use the nitriles, right?
Yeah, I use them at the restaurant.
But these are mechanics gloves, so a little burlier, I would say. So I laid out kind of a rough idea of some. Yeah, it's a cliche of a vineyard.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you use? This is from Laura.
Hi, Laura.
What do you use as a fixative for the charcoal you put down first? Love to watch you paint. Very inspirational.
Aw, you're so sweet. So here comes the ad. No, I'm kidding. So I like the fixative, which is from Spectrafix. Anyway, this is the nicer bottle. You can get a cheaper spray bottle, but it doesn't work as well. This has a very nice fine spray. I would use that. They also have Final Fix, which is another product for the finish on it. And when you use this, you use thin layers. Depending on what I want. If I want a little bit of workability with this, like right now I have one coat on here. That's all I have, and most of it's staying put. So with one thin coat, I was able to work this now without it transferring too far up through my layers of other material. So it's much like oil paints, right? You're going from lean to fat is the terminology, and that's what we're doing using that. You can buy a bulk. This is Final Fix, but the same bottle you can get the Degas fixative from Spectrafix. And no, they don't send me anything free.
Thank you from all our regulars. Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys.
I know it's a weird day, it's a weird time, but welcome. Thank you for joining us. Got Illogic, we've got Rich and Janet.
Oh my gosh, hi Rich and Janet.
And she loves the abstract swirl.
Oh yeah, you like that back there? I've gotten crazy with there's another one. Did you see? Yeah, you did see it. I know Rich and Janet, they saw that on Instagram and YouTube, I think I posted it too. So again, we're just gonna break rules today because we want to do that. And remember, our favorite thing to say is hashtag create without fear.
Please post your own artwork using that hashtag. That's the community of kindness and artistic adventure.
Some linseed oil here. So that was some oil paint I put down from Cobra. I'm gonna put a little linseed oil on.
Woo! Oh, Rich is watching football, so you're stuck with it. He says hi though.
Hi. That's funny. Oh yeah, there's a couple of great football games. So now we have some linseed oil, and because of what they use to make it water soluble in the Cobra, and we have another show that we covered that with Jeff Olson from Royal Talons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we covered what was in the oil paint. So check that out on our various platforms, right?
Yeah, but it's easiest to find on YouTube, honestly.
Is it okay? So on YouTube is the thing.
Yeah, and later this week we're releasing a pre-recorded Cobra oil paint demo going over how to use it in abstract techniques.
So I'm mixing that in. I'm mixing it right on my board instead of palette. I don't have patience for palette. Hey, all manufacturers of material, just pre-mix everything for me.
Yeah, for you individually.
Yeah, I don't. The rest of you are on your own, but pre-mix this stuff, would you? I don't have time to mix my own paint. What do you think this is? The 1600s?
Good places to go. Things to do.
I'm gonna make money so I can feed my kids. So that's that. Now, because we mix that linseed oil in with the Cobra, we should be able to just spritz this down, and it should actually spread kind of like a water-based media because of the additives they put in there. Thank you, Jeff Olson, for coming on the show. That was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe it. I work wet into wet a lot. And you can see it's already migrating that color. And this is a temper paint over here. You know, with a 5-year-old, you can't be working with a lot of different art materials. You have to be cognizant of what is safe and wasn't safe. And I'm becoming a lot more safe, hence the gloves. I wear a mask when I'm working with a lot of dust. And then also heavy metals, you have to be aware of that.
Oh, Rick and Janet watched Meredith's camp.
Well, did you?
Say congratulations. It's pretty impressive.
It was fun. It was a cute little show. It's funny to watch all the us locals watching it because they're all analyzing. Well, that's not how you can't get a cab at that place. Oh, they got a cab and moved one block over.
Yeah.
Across the street.
I'm
like, oh my gosh. Just engage your fourth wall already. It was pretty funny.
But you know, David has an IMDb profile.
I do have an IMDb, and yet we can't get verified on
Instagram.
on
No?
Instagram.
You're like, you're clearly a robot.
Yeah, you're
person.
clearly not a
All
fan.
of these IMDb's and articles, and, you know, from everything sources and accessible.
You know, you just kind of laugh about this stuff now.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, it's hysterically bizarre. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just happy to connect with people again. You know, it's been a while.
Yeah. So.
I really love this Cobra stuff to mix. And I'm doing everything that I'm told not to do. Sorry, Jeff. Because I'm incorporating the oil directly into different water-based media. There is an issue when you're working with the oils, the water-based oils, with the other mixed media material, like the watercolor or acrylics or something like that. How it reacts and interacts with that over time, particularly, is a concern from a conservator standpoint.
And May Fuller wants
Yeah, sure, bring her in. She's asking. Oh, hi, Maggie.
Let's see if we get the right one.
Let's see if she's in here.
Nice to see you.
What?
Greetings.
Oh, mittens, yeah. Hey, Maggie, if you're there.
Yep, here she is.
Hi, Maggie. Can we hear her?
Here.
Oh my gosh, hi. Wow, look at that. We have a guest on the air today. Maggie Fuller.
My face was going to be there. I just got up from a nap, so I'm not looking at you. I'm straight on.
Maggie Fuller. Check her out online. And how do they find you, Maggie?
There I am. Right from a nap, glory.
mefuller.com. And
Yeah, I changed my website. Yes, David and I painted together.
we did.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. So Maggie's an author and a painter. So she is like the dual threat of creative world.
I may be a threat, but maybe not to that.
It's good to hear from you. I know we chatted a couple days ago, didn't we?
We did. I'm happy to see you without mittens on.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been chilly. Well, you've got a lot of weather down there. You're in southern Minnesota, right?
Yeah, southwestern, and we are flooded with snow, but nothing like you guys are. Nothing like you guys.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah, I like these colors.
Do you? Yeah, it's I was kind of just interested in being here today, so it's very random what I'm doing today.
That's a statement on life.
It's for sure something. Yeah, for sure. So it's been a good day. The show went up at the Universal Unitarian Church really well. We talked about that a little bit, so that's up and going. Hey, did you have another show?
Okay.
Oh, that's okay.
I'll see
Hey,
you later.
before you go, Maggie, tell us, you got one for the show, right?
Just text it, put
Put
it
in the comments, Maggie, of your upcoming show, please.
Oh, Australia, welcome. What time is it in Australia right
And what day?
now? What day?
Because that's more of the question, rather, is what day.
Is it like 6 a.m. then?
I don't know. It's like yesterday or tomorrow. I can never remember which. And I'm sorry to say that. You know, we are in North America tend to be a little bit geographically challenged, I think. So this is just watered down oil paints in here. These are various brushes that reside in this.
No, 8:48 in the morning.
8:48 when? What's your date?
I don't know, that would be tomorrow, right?
I
Oh,
don't know.
it's 9:48 in England.
9:48?
PM. Yeah. So if it's PM in England, then it's AM in Australia. So 8:48 AM.
But I think it's like tomorrow.
Right, it's tomorrow. It's dumb conversation.
My math.
Yes, Monday. See, I told you.
It's a lot. It is Monday there. Hey, welcome to the Monday News. I'm so happy to be back with you guys. Seriously,
This
we've
is
been.
a fun thing to do.
Yeah, we've
I
been.
didn't realize how much I missed this, so we were doing it.
Yeah, it's been to connect with everybody around the world is an absolute privilege for us. And so today at the church, I met. I think I told you this already, Kristen. I met somebody who recognized me from the show. This is one of the reasons that I was like, get off my butt. She's got to go turn that heater off and do the show again. Because her friend from Louisiana, I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're watching, told her to check us out. And we happen to be in Duluth, Minnesota, where she is. And so we connected at the church today. It was crazy. It was a lot of fun.
Is there an off switch in this thing? You just turn over down.
Just turn it counterclockwise.
Yeah, good.
So it takes a minute. It's a electric heater. So this is an oil stick here, and I'm literally mixing materials, and I'll keep you informed. I'll keep you informed. I'll upload the information later.
Wow.
I'll tell you how this all interacts as it sets up. Because I've been curious, and we got to get Jeff back on too, and talk about mixing the materials and what really happens as it interacts, the oil paints with the water mixable oil paints, with the acrylics and so forth. But I really think, it's just fun to play. It's just fun to play and do things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But, our kiddo, he does science experiments all the time, right?
Yeah.
He loves science. He's learning. And it got me thinking, how many things do we do or not do because we assume, right? We assume that it can't be done. I think it's interesting. Oh man, look at the way that oil acts with that. It's really, really fun. It's like white lightning. Okay, so the thing that I am not doing is using any mineral spirits of any sort in my spirit anymore. And I'm also avoiding dust as much as possible and other things like that. Exciting thing that I got, and you'll see some other products coming up. This is Indian ink from Royal Talons. And this stuff is amazing. I'm going to be ridiculous now, and I'm just going to put this on here, and then I'm going to spread it around because I want to see how it reacts.
Brazil.
Lovely music.
Welcome from Brazil.
My favorite palette knife. Let's just pull this right over there, right down there, right over here, and over this way maybe. Maybe a little bit up there. Look how far that ink goes. and how it reacts to the layers underneath. We have the oils, we have the acrylics, all kinds of stuff going on. Oh, it's just fun. So what you're not seeing is, of course, the oil paint is resisting the India ink. The parts that are water soluble, or the parts that are the water soluble oil paints, are reacting with the ink and making some really, really interesting effects. And this is what I'm saying. Play with your material, figure it out, push the limits. Don't take anything for granted as far as what's acceptable or not acceptable. Just do it. It's just fun, I think.
Look at that, I'm zooming in over here on the other camera.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
It's raining over here. Love it, love it, love it. Look at that over the ink or over the oil paint. Keep a rag around though, you're gonna need it. So I hope everybody had a holiday. Ours was pretty laid back.
Yeah, well, that's been my goal. I spent a lot of my 20s and 30s like freaking about the holidays.
Yeah, not so
I
much.
entered my 40s and I'm just like, it's a thing and we're supposed to have fun and I am not going to make it into a full event anymore.
Yeah, that was. I think we've talked about that quite a bit. And this is a Rembrandt soft pastel, and I'm just working it in. This is a fleshy color. I love it. Just working it in. You know, another thing, I read an article about our buddy there with the happy little trees.
Bob Ross?
So how it's become kind of a cult favorite, right? Cult favorite.
Yeah.
And the interesting fact that why did it become that is the question, right? Everybody's asking.
It's a low pressure
Well, he gave you permission to create. You didn't have to be somebody that, this is what we say, we always say create without fear. I think he was the progenitor of create without fear.
I agree.
Don't worry, happy little accidents. So I've really enjoyed layering my work lately, scratching through surfaces, combining things, mixed media. We're going to do something. You and I are going to do something later, aren't we? Not today, but we're going to do the jelly prints.
Oh, yeah.
So I got from a very gracious, thank you, Lisa, by the way, if you happen to be watching. Lisa sent us a jelly press, a big one. It's a pretty good size one back here. And I played with it a little bit. But Kristen and I are going to do a show where we do the printing, the jelly printing. So stay tuned for that. That's another fun, exciting thing. And this is white. So they often tell us to work light to dark, right? And here is the opposite of that. I am working dark and then taking light on top of it through various methods, various materials. Because this is a lot of oil paint on here, this will take a while to dry. But as it's drying, you can observe it, and that's kind of fun. It's watching paint dry. And in the process of watching it dry, you can then add material or work with it more, figure out what more you can do to it. And I think that is part of the fun, is to see how the painting evolves as you go. This was a piece of Taylor's chalk, actually.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find my Rembrandt soft pastel at the moment. All right, what other goodies do I have back here? What do I have that I haven't put on here yet? Put as much crap on as you can. I mean, as much as brilliant material. This is a little bit of, let's do this, create a little depth over here. This is Amsterdam acrylic paint. This is their expert series. What, you didn't like that?
No.
There we go. I'm looking for stuff. So the studio's still a mess, I think.
The fact that you continually think that it will ever be organized and beautiful cracks me up.
Hey, hope springs eternal, right?
Or insanity. I mean, honestly, like it's never gonna be.
That's fun. Nice color.
Fish.
Espanol. Anybody from Brazil today?
Yep.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So that makes more sense.
Right. That's true. Sorry, guys. Hope everybody in Brazil is doing okay. Wish I could tell you the artist that I'm following down in Brazil. I love his work. I can't remember
Oh,
his name.
yeah, gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I won't think of it, but I
Really
love.
wonderful. Like, what's the story about?
Yeah,
It's amazing.
really, he's got a really cool exhibit up right now too that I really, really love. So, like I said, I'm mixing materials that you're not supposed to mix, and I don't care today. I just want to mix them. I want to see what happens. I feel like my son, the experimenter, right? Like, I want to see what happens if you mix the water soluble oils with the acrylics and the other media, and that I think is really exciting. I can already see some of it is beating up, but still, I would think that the pigmentation would adhere with some of the oils below it. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'll let you know as soon as I find out. And I'm doing some sgraffito work through it. Letting my arm move. Create without fear means just letting loose of those preconceived notions of what is right or not right in your piece.
A question for you from Laura.
Oh God, thank you for that, Laura.
Have you used all these mediums on canvas?
Yes, I have. All right. I like the canvas for its other characteristics. I like working with the paper. I like 100%. To be honest, 100% cotton paper is the best. That's the best paper to use. Board I like. This is a 1/4-inch board. You have to experiment with what board will not do, warp up. Some of the plywood 1/4-inch, well, the minute you add moisture to it, it goes whoop, and it goes all wonky. That's a technical term, right? So I like working with the this particular board. It's very stable, and I can be aggressive with it, and that's what I do. I need it to allow me to be aggressive. Did I answer a question? I don't know if I answered it. Yes, I worked with canvas. All these materials. That's a very. I feel like I need to go take my nap. That music.
Hold on a second. I'm
I hope everybody had a really great holiday. Ours was really laid back. Got to see our daughter. She came in to visit finally with us. Our son had a really great time with all of the presents that he got. Thank you to the family and friends that helped us with the present load this year. Of course, Santa Claus. Thank you, Santa, no matter where you are.
lost it.
Insta's gone.
Yeah, that's okay.
Bye-bye, Insta. Paint sticks are wonderful. Play with them. Enjoy them. They're very convenient. There's a lot of different material out there. You should definitely explore. I've used a lot of things on here today. I'll probably continue to be crazy. Here's some orange. Some orange in there, yeah.
Oh, they added whisper.
I'll do whistly today. What else do we have
These
coming
are
up?
things that I'm just gonna mention, and you don't understand, but on my end, I do. We need to get a felt rug on the sign. Every time you do this,
Oh, I mean,
yeah, it's.
is it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been
I will
before,
step.
but I think, yeah, or we need to get a rug because it's super.
Right off camera. I'll step right off.
My system is like, update, you make an update.
Every day this week. So we're gonna do something with those Ecoline the watercolor pens soon. The liquid watercolors. That's coming up. We need to get on board with that. So that's happening soon too. Coming up. We have new guests coming. We have apparently a very dark painting. Purple. I need purple. Is it purple around here?
I don't know, it's your studio.
It's black. We have enough black on there today. That Indian goes a lot more. Purple. How about turquoise? How about metallic turquoise? How about, there we go, purple. Rembrandt. I love it. Squirt it. Here we go. Ooh, that looks like a grape. Grape, grape. Does anyone know what that reference is? Wait.
I do.
Yes. My wife gets the prize.
It's race cars, right?
No.
No, they were in a race car show.
So,
No, I know it was. And very big, I remember.
race car show.
Okay, those cartoons were released in the late 80s and early 90s for another show,
Oh.
and they put them into a racing.
Oh, maybe that's why I'm confused.
They were like, it's in the public domain. That's Motley.
Oh, monthly.
Hi, Laura. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, is that Laura?
Palm Desert, California.
Oh, that wasn't the local Laura. Are you here,
She
local
couldn't-
Laura?
No, she's not. Get in. You guys have to be working. Sorry, I got to teach you.
Technical issues today. The larger scope of things, no. That's what I'm trying to get to this year is actually, allowing things to happen. I wonder if that's why the flowers are showing up.
I don't know, but you know how they aggravate me.
Doesn't look like flowers.
I don't like flowers anymore. What substrate are you working on?
Wood. 1/4 inch wood panel. I'll show you raw. Coming at you. So this is a thin sheet of it. Let me get this out of the way. I'm bored with that painting. Let's do this. This is good.
I'm getting,
What's the
I
unit
don't
today?
know why it's terrible.
Why? I say?
I do what I want. I'm going to enjoy someone else.
Okay, people are doing pendants a lot. Not pendants. What do they call them when they're totems? Long skinny things. They're painting a lot lately. There we go. I don't know if anybody can hear that one. That's great. So totems, long skinny paintings. to those hard to reach places for art. So one of the tricks I do, this is soft pastels, Rembrandt. We're gonna get nuts, we're gonna get crazy now. We're going now. As I just pour water on it. What? He pours water on it? Then I'm gonna get some soft pastels, and I'm just gonna work it around here. I'm gonna pretend I'm standing this way with it. And I'm gonna use that water to help create the gradient. There's another reason I like to use the water. I'm gonna give you my secret, is because it reduces the amount of dust that I'm inhaling. And I'm particularly aware of that because my son works in the studio with me frequently. And I don't want him to, inhale this dust and whatever else is coming in with it. So I discovered this method, and what it allows me to do is to create some really fascinating gradients. So I can move that around with my hands, you can move it around with a brush, and you can create some nice gradients on there very quickly and easily.
Getting the art, I do not know what ink tense means, but that is a charcoal and water.
Inktense. Sounds familiar. Here, I'll give you some Inktense.
That is also, is that the pastel and water? Right now?
Yep, pastel, soft pastel from Rembrandt's, available on our website, but you can also get it at just about anywhere else that sells art supplies, to be honest.
Thank you for undercutting it.
And nothing is not consistent. So that's that purple right there. And then you can build up a lot of layers with this. And that's where that idea of, that's where the spectre, the God fixable comes into play, from spectre fix. So as this dries, I can build up a layer and spray it, and then build up another layer and spray it. And you can create some translucency and a lot of really interesting depth by doing this. You can also incorporate your acrylic paints or your oil paints with this stuff. No, we've gone to something completely different.
Excuse me, I can, looking at my watch and my heart rate jumped from 76 to 93.
I know, it's great. I was getting all excited.
I don't like that.
I was all excited with that music and ready to go. No.
It is Sunday. I only had to work a little bit today.
Yeah, right.
I worked 7 days for the week, and I'm not doing it to myself. Self-care.
Okay. Take care of yourselves, everybody. And your loved ones. It's a fine balance when you're an artist. Or any kind of really any kind of career person, right?
Yeah.
I'm going with some colors that I haven't used a whole lot of just because I have a lot of them.
Yeah, he loves the color. You
Color.
want to talk about your journey to using brighter colors?
I don't know how it happened. I don't know what happened. My degree is in ceramics, and it came from that era of Peter Volkus and Warren McKenzie and Paul Solner and a bunch of other names that some of you in ceramics or the art world will recognize. And the thing is, it was more of the Menge method of art. So it was very, very craft-oriented, very natural-oriented material. And I think after a while, being out in the art scene, creating public art and stuff, I started to think about the color more and more. And actually, I can pinpoint it. It was roughly 2000. I was doing an ill-fated public art sculpture, and we got rained out and rained out and rained out and rained out.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an art supply place nearby where we were installing the piece. And I went and I grabbed some acrylic paints and some a canvas, and I started painting again. I hadn't painted in years. Well, there's a lot of color in acrylic paint, And that's kind of how it started, was working in that storm-ridden RV of mine to find color in that. Maybe it was to find color for the first time.
Yeah, I don't remember being in your earlier stuff, photos that you.
Yeah, it wasn't any. Paint stick again. Much like any of my work, there's a period of analysis, hence the rocking chair behind Kristen. So that was my mom's rocking chair when she was alive. That's what she hung out in. And I sit and I will contemplate at great length for long periods of time the artwork. And that really is where a lot of the changes happen, that analysis. So people ask, how long does it take to make a painting? I don't know, because it's spread out. I probably have at least 12 paintings back there of various sizes, right? At least, Kristen, you think?
Oh, yeah.
And those paintings are evolving every time I walk through that door at 3:30 in the morning. It's more like 4-ish now, maybe. Because I sleep on it, I get some ideas, I come back, I'm still sitting over here.
Yeah.
And and one line. So I'll sit there for 20 minutes and I might make one line change. And that's all it takes to make a painting work or not work.
Single mark.
One single mark.
Getting contemplating your own work is really hard.
Yeah, indeed, it really is. I agree with that so much. I think I posted a story or something about that ridiculous look on my face. Did I?
Yeah.
She said it was some sugar.
On my resume, like you do stuff, but you have to understand you're affecting the resume.
Well, if you just sell more art, then you won't have to worry about your resume. So, and
Oh, Shawn Michael, good to know. I never know what those stand for, so I just find the credit.
what's that?
I've been saying Getty art, but it means that the academic is Shawn Michael.
Oh, sure, Michael. Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. Go check him out. Are you an artist? He's an artist, but go check him out, everybody. That's what we say. We're all about sharing here. We're a bunch of sharing people.
No gatekeeping here.
No, share and share alike. So that was fun, and now I'll probably go back in and define some of it with the black. And I might take down some of these colors later. Again, we'll have the contemplation mode. That'll happen tomorrow morning. I'll probably post a photo of this in the upcoming days, so stay tuned for that. This is my totem that I'm doing. It's more like a stoplight. It almost looks like a stop sign, doesn't it?
I don't really see a stop sign. If anything, I see like maybe a stop light.
Stoplight, that's
Behind a
right.
pine tree at a poorly placed intersection.
Yeah, like down the street here on Glenwood, the one that I run through.
So, Shawn Michael, if you use the hashtag and go into the search and you use hashtag up here, you'll see a lot of the people that join us every week. And you can join that group of people.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. So we talk about this frequently, and it's gotten to the point where even our son says it when he comes in here to start
Yeah.
painting. Create without fear, and then he just lets loose. You know, we might have a video of the two of us doing that one, or him doing the one over there with the painting that's behind her.
That's a bit, I wasn't-
Yeah,
You recorded it?
a little bit. Not much. It's kind of fun.
No, I'm glad you did it. Oh, hi, welcome from California. Hi, Elena.
California. I hope you're okay out there, by the way. You guys have had some nasty storms. It's like usually,
Oh, sure, yeah, I will take that, hold on.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
You can't see the comments, but
No. I can barely keep track of myself. I can't keep track of comments. She just tells me when I need to do something. So that was the Rembrandt soft pastels. Love them. They're brilliant. We'll build up as this dries. This is a really fancy box.
oh, so Michael's also in California, it's very wet.
She's from California too, right? California? Wow.
California.
I don't know. Well, it's 3 hours. They're 3 hours, 2 hours behind us. We're still trying to figure out the best time. So this is the total so far that I'm working on. If it's already drizzling. I'm going to tip it up briefly. See that? Okay, we're going all over. So I like working wet into wet, but it also means that generally speaking, I'm going to be working flat. There are times, if you go back in some of our archives from videos, you'll see that I will work vertical and then try to, there's really that fluorescent one we did in our old garden. That was
yeah.
nice. That one
That's
sold.
cool.
Yeah, it did sell. That was a fun piece. Outdoors, we painted it. And so I do work vertical. But generally, I want the water to sit there and to ferment.
There's birthday.
The water has to rise. Well, the paint does. Something has to rise. So that's kind of what happens with the paint and my patients as well.
My question, you use chalk a lot.
Yeah.
And also, like, wow, hey, everybody.
Hey, so Cal.
I think you use mostly pastels and then dealer chalk.
Yeah, so I had a tempered paint stick. There's a lot of brands out there.
Right,
These-
but there has to look pastel.
The pastels were most of the colors in here, and that was the white was a tempered paint stick. They also are called wash sticks. You could also, for that matter, use there's a couple other brands. There's a lot of brands. Royal Talons actually has it through Brunsell. That's available in Europe, in the EU. That is not available here, so you might have to find another brand. But you could do the same thing with an oil paint stick to make the white area and blend in your pieces. You could also use traditional acrylics and rub it in or blend it as well.
They asked about the soft pastels, and you got me to set a word on it.
Oh, fine.
Stay on topic, Mr. ADHD. That's not a pastel. Good time.
I feel a little bit like the Escape to the Chateau right now with the exact how he gets so exasperated with her, right?
With Angel.
With Angel. I'm Angel in this case.
Yes, you are. I asked you what.
What do you want to answer?
Seriously, there's a box right there.
What box? Rembrandt. Soft pastels. Rembrandt. Buy them now. Is that what you're asking about?
He asked about the pastels, and you went on a statement about pink sticks.
Yeah. So most of the stuff on this thing was the Rembrandt paint sticks. Yeah. Anyone else having fun today? Because I am. We haven't been able to do a show in a while. The movie took a lot of time. A lot of distraction, like anxiety for me, anyway.
Nowadays, for months and a half.
Yeah, so it was a lot. And now we are just getting back. And then, of course, the holidays. Everybody's busy with the holidays, right?
Yeah.
And you remember, I tried to actually do a couple shows, and you're like, no way am I doing that right now. Are you nuts?
Yeah, I did.
That was pretty much, that's my wife. That was Kristen's reaction. I think. Are you nuts? No. I'm not doing a show.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't. that line was too big. I needed to break it up.
And then countdown.
So anyway, what did I answer the question about the pastel? Wherever you are? What was that?
Say that you did.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that you did.
They just gave up on me. Probably said enough with this guy. He's nuts. He's lost his bonkers. His marbles are missing. stole the marbles. We can bring them back. Let's just make that great. Wow. Mixing on your board. We have another show coming up too. Restaurant show. People always ask us about the restaurant or where to show things. And it used to be that everybody said, oh, show at the restaurants and the coffee shops because you're giving them free shows, right? Well, I'm a convert because the majority of our sales in the last 6 months have been through restaurants and coffee houses. So if you're looking to advance your career, here's my little tidbit. Go show in the coffee house
In the restaurant.
in the restaurants. I was actually really surprised. Weren't you a little bit?
Yeah, it was.
I really was not expecting it to be quite as vibrant. But I think how people buy art is altering dramatically right now. You know, when you look at
You know, here it is, the generations are changing.
oh yeah.
And for millennials and Gen Z, I feel like it's really intimidating to walk into galleries sometimes because I think you have an intent to purchase. You know, that's okay. It's weird. Versus you sitting in a coffee shop or a restaurant, you're eating, you're drinking, living with the piece. You discover you love it, and then you purchase.
Yeah.
It's a very different experience versus walking into a gallery. It's like walking into a couture shop. It's difficult to get the, you gotta have like a whole mental game with yourself when you walk into those. Versus allowing the art to just live with you and sneak up on you.
Well, yeah.
My personal.
Well, how many times I say, you know, to when I'm working on the pieces, if I'm stuck, I sneak up on it. I go do something else. I walk over here. I'm like doing something, sidelong glance, and then I'm like, yeah, that's it. And I run over and make one mark. And then I come back and do whatever it was I was doing, and then I go back and do it again. You know, it's just that's that process.
I think it's also the purchasing process, though. That's my point.
Yeah,
I think that the purchasing process has
changed as well.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thought. Does anybody have any thoughts on the purchasing process in itself? Well, I know I have questions about it.
I kind of feel like, in a sense, sometimes the galleries have cornered themselves into a rarefied air, and it makes it difficult for a purchaser to walk in.
Yeah, maybe, but that's also
But
when you
it's a
buy
place-
art, you
yeah.
want to have a feeling that you're purchasing something special.
Right,
Right.
there's a place in the market for it, but it's a strange transition happening. Because so much of our daily life is turned into a casual experience. I used to get dressed up like super well to go to church.
That's true. I'm used today in a sweater.
Yeah, I mean, the way we experience public spaces has changed.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
I don't know, I've been thinking about it a little bit.
Well, clearly. Well, you should because you're in marketing.
Yeah.
So, has anybody else had any kind of observations along this line? Because
Has anybody saying anything?
I don't know. It's because we're all trying to figure it out nowadays, right? It's a bit of scribble.
Thank you for the follow. We've had so many wonderful people join us today. It's amazing. I need follow-up thoughts for the day because we're about at the end of
Yeah,
our hour.
well, yeah, we're gonna get the kiddo. So, you know, I painted, and one of the things I always enjoy about painting with you all is I tend to remove myself from painting because I'm talking to you. The more questions, the better, because then I'm producing, creating without a lot of thought. And for me, that's a big part of it. My thought process comes later. So when I'm doing the post explosion of art, that's when I'm starting to analyze, okay, what did I do? What was I thinking? How do I refine that? And so I want to thank you all for coming and joining me today. It's not our normal time. We don't know what the normal time will be down the road. We're playing with that. The 10:30 in the morning Central Standard Time wasn't working.
No.
And so we've had to really take a close look at that over the last 2 months, really, and figure out another option. So stay tuned, stay in touch with us and let us know. We have quite a bit of our product up online, davidaustingallery.com, davidaustingallery.com. And I think if you have any other ideas or things you'd like us to see, materials you'd like us to work with in the future, please let us know. Message us directly, and we would love to play and screw around with something that's not done properly.
Let's just have fun.
We're gonna have fun.
Create that.
Figure it up here. Okay, everybody, this is great music to go out by. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you joining us on the first of many new shows for 2023. Bye-bye, everybody.
Well, that was good.
Was
Yeah, it was like 1,600 people.
it?
They weren't pit ready,
No,
but there were a lot of people, new people, names I don't